Harihi Om. Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Namostute Vyasa Visala Buddhe Pullarvindaya Tapatra Netra Yena Tvaya Bharata Taila Purna Prajvalito Jnanamaya Pradepa. Om Dhyanamoolam Gururmurti Pujamulam Gururpadam Mantramulam Gururvakyam Mokshamulam Guru Kripa. Om Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopakumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Mukam karoti vachalam Pangum langhayate girim Yat kripatamaham bande Paramanandamadhavam. Sadguru Bhagavan ki jai. Krishna Bhagavan ki jai. Satchidananda Bhagavan ki jai. Gita Maharani ki jai. Harihi Om. Our subject is Srimad Bhagavad Gita, and in that 13th discourse, which is named by Jnana Vijnana Yoga, distinction between the field and the knower of the field. Kshetra Kshetrajna Vibhaga Yoga. In that, Arjuna asked the question to Lord Krishna that in 12th chapter, whatever Lord Krishna described to Arjuna about his best devotees, having all the divine qualities, with one-pointed devotion only to the Absolute Self, he will be so dear to Lord. So on that, Arjuna asked the question that I am able to understand, but my Lord, obtaining you, being one with you, what kind of knowledge one obtains? What is that knowledge? So Lord explained to Arjuna in detail. You see, the knowledge is about the field and the knower of the field and the witness of the knower of the field also. So the highest knowledge is witnessing everything silently, impartially, without any decision over it, opinion over it. That is the absolute knowledge of the truth. Silent witness. On that he is going to tell today. Tat kshetram yacca yadrikcha yad vikari yatascha yat sacha yo yat prabhavascha tat samasena me srunu. What the field is, of course, a little we have already discussed. Field is taken as this body, and this physical body also, gross body also. It is not everything. Body means there are three kinds of bodies. One is gross physical body made up of flesh and bone, and the other is indweller in this physical body, that is the individual self, that also we have seen yesterday. And the third is the causal body, which is subtlemost of these three bodies. And the witness of all these is the Supreme Self. The experience of that Supreme Self is called real knowledge. This is what we have seen. What the field is and of what nature, what are the modifications and whence it is, and also who he is and what his powers are. Here all that from me in brief. Hear that all from me in brief. Lord is going to explain all these, what all points, what is the field, and what is the nature of the field, what are his modifications, and when it is created or exists, and who he is, and what his powers are. All these aspects of the bodies. Body, same thing. Body means bodies, three bodies. So he says, I will tell you, Arjuna, what the field is. Why the body is called the field? What are its modifications? Or changes, in other words, what transformations it undergoes. What are its properties of body? And when it modifies or transforms, what effects arise in it, from what causes, to whom it belongs, whether it is cultivated or whether it grows wild. Some crops, we see some wild crops. Before our paddy and all these wheats are invented or discovered as edible seeds, people started eating it, cultivating it. Before that it was available in the wild forests. Nibar it is called. Nibar. Nibar, some kind of paddy. We see now also in forests, in some little wet, means muddy places in the forests, some paddy plants will be there. When it flowers and it holds some seeds, there will be some stings over the paddy, very sharp. And people in olden days used to collect all these rishis and saints who used to live in jungles. They used to collect all those and eat. The old saints and sages, they hesitated to depend upon anyone, just collecting some foodstuffs from the nature, from the field, from the forest, some roots, some leaves, some kind of fruits, all these. And there was a saint who was called Konad. Konad, he used to collect only some grains, whatever is left in the field when the crop is ripened, ready for harvest. Some corns they fall down. So that Konad Rishi used to collect those grains from the field, which was useless for the farmers. They leave it in the field. The rats or other animals or insects, they eat it. And this Konad Rishi used to collect, Kona means grains. On that his name was Konad. He used to collect all those one by one grains and used to live on it. Such was their non-dependency on others. So in this way, all these were available in the jungle also. So Lord Krishna wants to clarify who is the farmer who cultivates all these crops, what for, and what are the seeds it sows in the field, where from the seeds are obtained. All these points have to be understood. So he says whether it is cultivated or whether it grows wild. All these informations have to be collected. That field, of course, in shortcut, Lord Krishna has explained this body is known as the field. And I am the knower of the field as the Supreme Self. That field refers to the field mentioned in verse 1 in sloka number 1. Lord Krishna explained. See, idam sariram kaunteya kshetramiti abhidhiyate etadyo vetti tam prahu kshetrajna iti tadvidah. This body, O Arjuna, is called the field. He who knows it is called the knower of the field by those who know of them. In this way, in shortcut, he gave the answer. Now he is giving explanation to his own answer. I will tell you, O Arjuna, what the field is, why the body is called the field, what are its modifications or changes, in other words, what transformations it undergoes, what are its properties, what effects arise in it, from what causes, to whom it belongs, who is the farmer, if this is the body, to whom does it belong, whether it is cultivated or whether it grows wild. That field refers to the field mentioned in verse 1, idam sariram, this body. Who he is? Who is that knower of the field? Who is the knower of the field? What are his powers? Prabhav. Powers means our powers are expressed in influencing over others. That is our power. Say, if you go to meet a king, naturally you feel inferiority complex. That is his power. He is great. When you go to meet the president, naturally you will admire his greatness. That is his power. What influence does it have on others, on other objects, beings? That is called power. Effects, prabhava. Prabhavas are powers such as the power of seeing, hearing, etc. See, the great yogis, they can understand even the language of the insects and trees, birds and animals, of course. And of course, they understand your mind, your heart, everything, because they dwell in subtlemost realm. So they can communicate with others, and that is their power, that understanding power, which originate from the limiting agents such as the eyes, the ears, etc. This is called prabhavas, which are called powers, and powers of senses and mind, etc. in gross form. Do thou hear my speech, which describes the real nature of the field and the knower of the field in all these specific aspects? Do you hear my speech which describes the real nature of the field and the knower of the field in all these specific aspects? O Arjuna, I am quite sure that thou wilt clearly comprehend the truth on hearing my speech. Means be attentive and try to understand the inner meaning of my explanations. The body is the field, the 10 senses represent the 10 bulls. Sometimes they are called 10 horses. The body is the chariot and the horses are the 10 senses. And that's how they say, if you don't control these senses, they will drag this chariot in different directions. What will happen to the chariot? If in your car the front wheels will rotate forward and hind legs they will rotate backward, what will happen to your what will happen to your car? Similarly, unless and until all these 10 senses they are under control and they are directed in one direction, this body, this chariot cannot be pulled in a proper manner, and so it is to be controlled. देखना इंद्रियों के ना घोड़े भगे, रात दिन इनको संयम की कोड़े लगे. Day and night, 24 hours, they should be under control, or any moment they can drag it somewhere and you meet an accident. So, the 24 hours awareness is required to control these senses. Any moment anything can happen. If the driver closes his eyes, just as our Gulati Sahib closed once, and what happened to you? Fortunately, you were saved, or else that night he would have gone. You were tired and driving the car all alone in the car, and it was night. Somehow or other, for a moment, the eyes were closed, and somehow or other, you were saved by the grace of God. This is how the accident any moment can happen. This is why he says, all these 10 senses are bulls. Say it is a bullock cart, same thing. So, the bullock work unceasingly, day and night, through the field of the objects of the senses. Here he has given the example of bulls, because bulls are used for ploughing the field. It is not now taken as chariot who is drawn by pulled by the horses, but it is a field, so it should be cultivated, it should be ploughed by the bulls. Okay. These bulls, they work day and night. These senses, do they work at deep sleep state? He says deep, day and night. No? Do they not work instinctively? Even if you are deep asleep, they do their jobs. The bulls work unceasingly, day and night, through the field of the objects of the senses. The mind is the supervisor, overseer, supervisor, work in charge, the mind. He gives all the instructions The mind is the supervisor. The individual soul is the tenant. The five vital airs, pranas, are the five laborers. They work in the field. The primordial nature is the mistress of the field. She arranges everything for the field work. Primordial nature constituted by three gunas. Trigunaatmika mool prakriti. The primordial nature is the mistress of the field. This field is her property. She herself watches over the field vigilantly. Why Lord Krishna brought this mistress here? Is there no farmer? No, no. Because the nature does everything. Nature means Maya, the power. Just before now, we were discussing the power, influence. The power, actually the talent in the body, in the senses, that is arranged by the nature only. So she is the mistress, she is the field owner. But there is another owner, Mr. She is the mistress. Mr. is Lord Krishna. Maya dhakshena prakriti suyate sacharacharam. By my instructions, एक आँख मारू तो छुरा पट जाए, दूसरा आँख मारू तो जगह पलट जाए. If I just hint and gives one hint, the whole world will become topsy-turvy. That much power my mistress has. She can do and undo and overdo anything and everything. Kartum akartum anyatha kartum samartha. Whatever is needed, she can do. Whatever is not needed, that also she can do. And whatever is unimaginable, that also she can do. She has the all powers. So in this way, she is, the nature is, the Mula Prakriti with the three qualities. Prakritehe kriyamanani gunehi karmani sarvasaha. He explains it in little afterwards. The nature with three qualities does all the actions, none else. You are nowhere taken into consideration. You are non-being. That is what we were discussing in Yoga Vasishtha class. Non-being. You are nowhere. And you claim, I am the doer, I am the enjoyer. All these false hallucination. You have no identity at all. कौन सा खेती के मूली है? You have no ID card at all. Whatever ID you have, it is false. You have bribed someone and you will be put into jail. Wait, I shall shoot a case against you. All these false identity, your Aadhaar card and your ID card, all these are false. I shall tell our Prime Minister. You will be taken into task. The real doer is the nature. The primordial nature is the mistress of the field. This field is her property. She herself watches over the field vigilantly. She is endowed with the three qualities. Rajas sows the seeds, Sattva guards it, protects it, Tamas reaps the harvest, means destroys. Reaps the harvest means it destroys everything. Tamas, the deity is Lord Shiva, who is a destroyer. Raja sows the seed, Sattva guards it, Tamas reaps the harvest. On the threshing floor of Mahat Tattva, the cosmic mind, with the help of ox called time. Time is the ox. See, primordial nature thrashes out the corn. If the individual soul does evil actions, it sows the seeds of sin, measures with evil, reaps a crop of sin, and undergoes the pains of samsara, which is birth, decay, old age, sickness, and the three kinds of afflictions. If it does virtuous actions, it sows the good seeds of virtue and reaps a crop of happiness. See, sometimes we sow the seeds in the field. Some seeds of weeds and many other seeds are there with the crop seeds, and they also grow in the field. So the farmer has to weed. Weeding means to take out all the unnecessary plants from the field, and properly he should nourish it, water it, puts manure and protects it, fencing it from all sides. All these cares should be taken, then only he will reap a good crop. Or else everything will be topsy-turvy. Lord Krishna now speaks very highly in the following verse of the true nature of the field and the knower of the field in order to create interest in the hearer. That's why he was telling, are you hearing it attentively, Arjuna? He is going to give you the secrets. How this field belongs to somebody, and how this field is plowed, and who is the farmer who gives these seeds. Where from you obtain all these seeds? You see, for our cows, we have taken some lands from our villagers, free of cost, just Swamiji, you can use it. So we have to purchase some seeds of fodder, maize or some other corns, and we sow it. When it grows nicely, we put also our cow dung and everything, and we cut it and bring it for our cows as fodder, green fodder. We have to purchase the seeds from the seed stores, government or private, from somewhere. So, who is the giver of these seeds and who is the sower of the seeds? Where from you obtain all these seeds? Seeds here are action and reaction. The yield is reaction and seeds are actions. And where is the storehouse of seeds? We shall see everything in detail. Most interesting chapter. Everything from a vision of analytical corner, how this life is and how it is taken as the individual being. He thinks, I am the field. Actually, this field belongs to the mistress. Falsely, by mistake, it thinks I am the owner. And then he becomes forced to enjoy the result of the harvest. That is either unhappiness or happiness, both. One is opposite to the other. If the seeds are good ones, that means if the actions are virtuous, then he enjoys happiness. If it is something negative, then he has to suffer. Because he thinks, I am the owner, I am the doer, I am the farmer, that's how. If only the trick is understanding, I am nothing here, I am just a laborer, I am just a slave to the headmistress. Then mistress will do all the needfuls and she will enjoy the good and bad, everything. Naturally, she enjoys nothing because she does nothing. She just plays a drama. She knows she is not the doer. Director is somebody, mister. She is the mistress. She does everything. Housekeeping, housewife. He takes care of the storehouse of the seeds and she takes care of everything in the house. But the mister, he enjoys, he sleeps, he drinks. That is what was going on in these pahadi areas, hilly areas. The ladies used to work in the field also, in the house also. All sorts of works are done by the ladies. Now, of course, little change is seen by the change of time and culture also. Slowly everything changes. Previously I have seen the ladies, the female folk are sold who can do more work, just as in the olden days the Negroes were cutthroat, they were tied up just as animals and they were sold to the white people and they used to use them as servants and animals in the field, rubber plants and in other areas. Similarly, here also the culture was different long ago. Now it is of course changed. The girls are getting education and they are of course now all the ladies they do the homework also and they get education also. They are so dare. Small children, they when they get a chance they work wonder. Girls reading in 10th standard, they have put the flag on the Everest without anything, without any much training. They are so capable. Anyhow, the reality is the mistress is the housewife and she takes care of all these things. And who is the mister? Mister is non-doer. He is the witness. He enjoys the dance of the housewife. He is the absolute witness. That's how he is called the all-knower. That is the knowledge. So slowly we shall get all the secrets. In this way, the third sloka is explained to Arjuna. All these points we shall discuss further. Risibhir bahudha gitam chandobhir vividhaihi pruthak brahma sutra padeshaiva hetumadbhir vinishchitaihi. Now he brings all these scriptures who explains everything about this field, knower of the field, working system, and the crops, the seeds, and the controller, and the workers in the field, the bulls, and the plowshare, everything. Everything is given in the scriptures. That is what he is going to tell Arjuna. Risibhir bahudha gitam. Sages have sung in many ways. They have given us the clues. In various distinctive chants, Gitam, they have sung it. And also in the suggestive words indicative of the Absolute. How the Absolute plays the drama, one act play. One act play. He becomes the nature also, manifested nature. He becomes unmanifested controlling nature also. And he becomes everything. He changes the color, just like yesterday we were telling of chameleons. They change their color every month. This month the chameleon will be of some color, say green. The next month it will change into brown. So you don't know what that lizard is, because color is changed. So also the in one act play, one person plays different roles with a different voice, different dresses. She gets up in a moment, or he will have all the dresses. One will be thrown out, one will be taken immediately. The forms change. That's how the absolute truth It is indicated by all these great scriptures. Rishibhir Bahuda Gita. Many knowers of the truth, they have sung it in different ways. In suggestive words, in indicative words, they have indicated the absolute is everything, full of reasoning and decisive opinions that give no doubt to a listener. They give everything clearly, but the listener hardly can understand because it is so confusing, so deep in sense. Many sages such as Vasishtha, of course Vasishtha literally means he is the great wise man, and he is said to be the mental son of the creator Brahma. So whatever Brahma knows, his knowledge is called Vedas, and that is known by the great Vasishtha, just as the father's property and all the secrets is known to the child, inheritor. Many sages such as Vasishtha have talked about it, the true nature of the field and its knower. That is what we discuss in Yoga Vasishtha. In Yoga Vasishtha, we discuss what not, all the subjects, whatever is given to the students, of modern students also, all kinds of science, mathematics, and your geography, history, mythology, all the ecology, science of ecology and astrology, everything we discuss in Yoga Vasishtha. It includes all the subjects and takes out the essence, and then it proves all the secrets of the nature, all the laws of nature. So this is the glory of Vasishtha. Many sages such as Vasishtha have talked about it, the true nature of the field and its knower, since ancient times. The ancient hymns, the hymns means the song of praise to the Supreme Self, such as the Rig Veda, have explained this in various ways. The word Brahma, Brahma Sutras, refers to the Vedanta Sutras written by Vyasa or Badarayana Acharya in order to reconcile the mutually contradictory pages in the Upanishads. Upanishads, the end of the Vedas, which deals with only the knowledge part of the Vedas. Vedas have given us everything. Veda literally means the knowledge. Knowledge of the world, that means individual, that means the lifestyle. Lifestyle, life includes not only human beings, life means any living being. It gives the clues to the living style. And the Upanishads gave the clue to the essence of all these Vedas. That means all these are subsidiary. This is lifestyle is not really there. Life is a movement, a progressive process. Life is a journey, eternal journey. Life is a changing process. Of course, that is there. The Vedas give all the details of it, while Vedanta gives the essence of it. All these are changing phenomena. You need not pay attention to all these changing objects because they are ever changing. They are not reliable. So whatever is not changing, that is to be known. So that non-changing is called supreme truth. Truth never changes. That is dealt by Upanishads. That is the knowledge part of it. And that's how we are always in the changing phenomena, so it is very difficult to understand beyond it. Beyond the changing phenomena, the truth is unchanging, eternal, uninterrupted, continuity of the existence. So how difficult it will be when you are standing in the darkness, deep, lonely forest, in the pitch darkness. How can you understand what is called light? How difficult it will be. Similarly, the beings which are always in the changing process, they feel so difficult to understand the unchanging truth. That's why the Upanishads are so difficult to understand. And Vyasadeva has brought out all the solutions for contradictions seen in the Upanishads. They are not contradictory to each other. They say the same truth in different language, different terms. In this way, the mutually these Upanishads, they may be seen as contradictory to each other, but Vyasadeva, he has brought solution to all these doubts, contradictions, and passages in the Upanishads, they appear as if they are contradictory to each other. A study of the Brahma Sutras is very necessary in order to comprehend the esoteric significance of the Upanishads, the inner, hidden, internal meaning. The Brahma Sutras are also known by the name Saririk Sutra. Saririk Sutra, because 15 sutras in the third pada, third portion of the second chapter deal with the Sarita or Kshetra, the body, sarira, sarira. That also, Brahma Sutra also, the essence of all the Upanishad, which is called Brahma Sutra, that also deals with the body. Because without dealing with the body, how can you give up this body? Only when you know the object to be rejectable, then only you will throw it out. See, if you give a toffee to a ignorant child, it takes it with so much pleasure, and it puts with that covering paper, it puts in the mouth. The child doesn't know what is to eat and what is not. The mother knows. So mother, my dear, bring it. I shall peel it out and give you. The covering should be thrown out. We purchase all these fruits from the shop and we throw out the outer skin of it. We enjoy the juice of it. Similarly, all these unnecessary parts, which is called body, that should be known fast, that should be understood fast. The covering is the body, physical body. It should be thrown out. That means the body has the names and forms. Body means a formation demarcated by lines, limiting lines. That is called body. Of course, it has many parts of it within. But body is a total group. So it has got all these coverings which should be thrown out. That is nothing but names and forms which change every now and then. Every moment it changes. So this is how Brahma Sutra in the beginning deals with the kshetra, means body, so that you will understand what is body, the covering part, which hides the inner truth, the skin of the fruits, the outer covering of the toffee. You should throw it out, put it in dustbin. Your names and forms, this body is to be thrown to the dustbin. Can you? No, no, it is so dear to me. That is called ignorance, that is called childish nature. We are unaware of unnecessary things. We tightly hold it and take care of it. Every moment, don't you look at your body? Who is there who doesn't take care of body? Just as a child keeps the glittering, overpowering, colorful, the cover of the toffee, isn't it? So beautiful. Mataji brought something in a beautiful box. And that box I like most. Inner stuff I distributed to others. But that box is so nice. I can give some other things in it. This is called childish nature. We are attracted by the outer covering and we protect it so carefully. So Brahma Sutra deals with the body in the first 3 chapters, the true nature of the field and its knower, has also been taught in the Brahma Sutras, which deal with Brahman, such as Atma, Atmaneva Pasita, only Adi self, Atma, Atma Nevo Pasist, the remaining part. When we take out the covering, what is to be enjoyed, which is hidden inside, that is the toffee, the juice, that is to be enjoyed. So Brahma Sutra also deals with it only as the self. Let a man meditate on it. Meditation means to fix the mind on it, nothing else other than it. Brihadaranyaka Upanishad also says this. They are full of reasoning, convincing and decisive. They give some kind of final decisive opinions. They don't leave you in halfway. They take you to the goal itself. There is no doubt in the words of passages that treat of Brahman, the Absolute One. It is so easy, so easily understandable. But why common people don't understand it? Because of the wrong habits. We are always subject to our habits. So we cannot give up our habits. We are slave to our habits. So we cannot accept the new, clear, pure habits, pure actions. We are always habituated to do something wrong. Wrong means something on body only. In the very beginning we have understood ourselves as the body. So this is the wrong habit since our birth, not in one birth, since innumerable births we have undergone. I am the body. How difficult it is to give up the body idea. Since generations, since births, innumerable births, we have been habituated to think, I am the body. How difficult it is to give up all of a sudden. So that's why it is said in this same Gita, Bahuna janmana vante jnana mam prapadyate. The Jnanis, the knower of the self, they know the self after long births and deaths of lives, long, innumerable lives, to have a pure, needful habit of thinking only of the truth, not of the untruth. That is the pure habit. So simple, but so difficult also. हिंदी में एक कहावत है, हम तो आदत से मजबूर है, we are incapable, we cannot give up our habits. आदत से मजबूर है और मजबूरी का नाम महात्मा गांधी. In always some confusing mood, what to do, what not do, because he wanted always to please everyone, which is impossible. You cannot please everyone. Anyhow, tomorrow we shall see Mahabhuta Nahankaro. Today he has given us the information wherefrom we get all these details about the body and the knower of the body, the owner of the body, and the instruments what we use to cultivate the crop, who is the farmer, who is the caretaker, what is the seed, and all about we can get all the information from all these, from the great souls, great people, and from the Vedas, from Brahma Sutras, and from many other Upanishads and other scriptures, which have sung these songs of the life history since time immemorial. Tomorrow we shall see the 5th shloka further in details. These details are according to our Lord Krishna. It is in very shortcut, nutshell. He told it to Arjuna. It is विस्तार में तो बहुत तकलीफ है. It has no end to its expansion. But समासेन तत् सुनो. तत् समासेन में सुनो. Hear it in brief. And this is so very elaborate for us because we are not habituated to it. Anyway, tomorrow we shall say Hari Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnada Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Sadguru Bhagavan ki jai. Krishna Bhagavan ki jai. Satchidananda Bhagavan ki jai. Gita Mata ki jai. Hari Om.